Hey everyone, it's Debbie here with Debbie's Wreaths and Things, and today I'm going to show you a easy bow. Now, about 21 years ago, my grandmother showed me how to make this bow, and I used it for when I wrapped presents, and then I started putting it in my Christmas trees, and then when I got into my wreath making, it's the bow that I used when I first started. Now, this was way before YouTube, so this is definitely something that she showed me, and then a little bit of self-taught stuff too. Now, this is great for a beginner, but I do want to say that if you are just getting into this, don't be frustrated when you can't get it right away. It's not you. It's something that you have to work at. If you could have seen my bows from 21 years ago, you would definitely know that I was just a 16-year-old trying to learn how to do something. But since then, they have changed and they get better and better and better. Now, I do other techniques now as well, but this is always just a special bow to me, and I always can go back and use this at any time. So I hope this helps you out, and I hope you're able to learn a little bit from it. So this is the bow that we will be making today, and it's very pretty and very full and just something great to put on to your wreath or present. All right, so here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some ribbon. This is the 2-inch ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's only 9 feet. I know you see it backwards. I'm sorry, but that's my camera. It's only 9 feet long. So I know if I want to make a bow this full and pretty, I'm going to need 2 of these. So 18 feet of ribbon. You won't use the full 18 feet, but you're going to use a pretty good amount. You're going to need some scissors. And I use some wire cutter. Sometimes I just use my scissors. But if you want to cut your pipe cleaner with wire cutters, you can. But that wire is so thin that it's okay to use scissors. And then you're going to need 2 chenille stems. Let's get started. I'm so excited to show you my grandmother's bow, or the one that she showed me how to make. All right. I should have had this already off. Oh well. So if you know me, you know that I do not measure anything. I'm not good with measuring, but I'm going to measure this just to kind of give the newbies an idea of how much ribbon you're going to need. So to start this bow, or like this one, I started out I went to 10. So 10 inches. And then I folded it. Okay. See how that was done? And now I'm going to bring this fold here to the 1. And I'm going to do a 10 again and fold. Okay, bring that to the middle. So that's what it looks like. Now this bow is it's fairly easy on the hands. You don't have to do all that pinching and stuff. All you got to do is hold it in the middle. So from here, I am going to just wrap. Okay, now we've got 2 full wraps here. Okay, then I'm going to wrap it again. I'm going to wrap it 2 more times because I want this one pretty full. So there's 3 full wraps. Now, if you have issues with your hands, you may want to stop here because this ribbon is kind of thick. But I don't have issues with my hands, and I know I have a good pair of scissors, so it can handle another wrap here. All right, so there's 4 wraps. I'm going to take and cut this right about here, kind of at an angle. So It's not all the way out, but it's right there. I should cut my light on to get a little more light over here. There we go. But it's right here. All right, so now you're going to take in the center here, and you're going to cut a little notch right here in the center, a little triangle, just a little notch. Do not cut all the way out in the middle, just a little bitty notch, okay? And this is where a good pair of scissors comes in hand. So we're going to cut it. Don't go all the way up, just a little. Say about right there. And then we're going to come in and we're going to make it into a triangle. Cut it right there. Now I've seen some people take, and I've seen them make this bow, and they just took a piece of wire and wired it. But this notch is very important, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute, okay? So we're going to do the same thing on this other side. Try to make it even as you can with the other one. But if it's not perfect, it's okay. It'll all still turn out the same. Remember, you don't want to go too far up because you don't want your cuts to meet in the middle, because that's going to mess you up. All right, so now that I've got my two notches here, as you can tell, see, I'm going to take my pipe cleaner. Now this you will have to pull kind of tight on. And I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to bring around. And I am going to pull this as tight as I can. You want it tight. My grandmother used to use curly ribbon to tie hers. But for me, I like using the pipe cleaner. It's just better. All right, so now you've got that tight. This is what it looks like in the front. This is what it looks like in the back. See it? Front and back. So now this is really easy. You're almost finished with this bow. You're just going to take and you're going to start bringing it out and up. Now, I don't know if you could see that, but that slit right there allows this to come out and you to be able to twist it up. And it allows your ribbon to move more, and you are able to manipulate it more. So out, see how that right there? Now you're going to be able to bring that up. See? That's the purpose in having the notch. See? Otherwise, you would just have a bunch of ribbon like that. So with that notch, you're able to bring this out and twist it up. With this one, I'm just going to kind of bring it up. Let's go on the other side. It's going to be a little harder to see, but we're going to go out, and then we're going to twist up. It is so easy. Out, and twist up. Out, and up, and then okay, so from here, this was all my grandmother used to do. But then I decided, especially with my gifts, I wanted that department store look. You know, the really full, pretty bows. And so at that time, I didn't have YouTube to go and look how to make this. I just had to figure it out on my own. And so that's what I did. So from here, okay, you can put your ribbon around here, and it's really pretty. If you just want a little simple bow, you don't want something that's big and huge, this is perfect. But if you're wanting that department store looking bow that goes on the packages, then you're going to want to do another step. All right, we're going to take that other full roll. This time we're going to measure it about a ½ an inch further. So we're going to go about 10½ inches and make our fold. Remember, take your fold come out 10.5 inches and make our other loop. So we want this a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger. Okay, and now we're going to take and we're going to loop the same way, but this time let's just do 3.5 loops instead of 4. So now we're at 2. Remember, it's like looping it twice almost to get a full row. There's 3. So we got to loop on both sides. So that would be right here a half. Now if I took it and I rounded it back around, that would be 4. But that makes it a half. So we're going to come here. Remember, we don't want to go all the way out to the end of the bow. We're going to bring this in just a tad. Cut it right there at an angle. See? All right, now let's do our notches. Right in the center. The great thing about this bow is you do not have to pinch it. That's the great thing. Because when you get to doing that pinching and holding, it hurts your fingers. So this is perfect for anybody with arthritis. Well, maybe not with arthritis, but who has a hard time holding and pinching. So I've seen a lot of the bow makers where you're still having to work with a wire, so you're not going to get out of doing that. All right, so we're going to do this again. Bring this in as tight as we can and give it a good twist. Okay, it's real tight. Here we go again. We're going to bring it go out, up, out, and up. Okay, now because it's further out, it's not going up as much. We want to keep it flat is what I'm trying to say. Let's take this and let's just kind of tuck it under there. It's not going to be seen. Out and up. Out and up and up. Okay. So I want to keep this one kind of flat. I could have brought it and poofed it up like I did this one, but I don't want to do that. So now I'm going to take my pipe cleaner right here, and I'm going to go around this longer one. So my shorter one goes up top. Flip it around here, and you want to twist this as tight as you can. Okay, and give it a few little twists here. Okay, now I'm going to cut this later, but I want to make sure this is exactly how I want it because I've been known to untie and retie. But I'm pretty sure this is where I want it. So from here, you're going to take and you're just going to get your little loops where you want them and just kind of poof it up. Poof it. Make everything poofy. And see, now we have got this big, beautiful bow that you can add to your wreath, or you can add to packages, or just wherever you need a bow. Your Christmas tree, you know, wherever you need just a big, pretty bow. And usually this is the type of bow that I make when I put at the top of a Christmas tree. Unless people are just wanting different style ribbon, then I'll use something different. Okay, so now that I have this done, if you want to add streamers to it, you can. But see how pretty that is? When you add it to a package, it's just so pretty. Okay, so here's the thing. If you want to add it to a package, I have a little box here. Now, unfortunately, my bow is way bigger than my box, but this is just to give you an idea. you wanted to add it to a package, you would need to take your flat side and add it to the bottom so that the package lays flat. Bring it around, tie it, get it tight on there, and then you add your bow and kind of find you a spot where you can bring your ribbons up through the bow. And then you would tie it on there, but you're going to need longer ribbon. You need it to be a little longer. And then you would tie it on there. Okay? But we are going to do this. We're going to add streamers because this is the perfect bow to add to a wreath. And you can add, you can do this with, you know, several different types of ribbon, like 2 different ribbons if you wanted to. But for the beginner, I didn't want to confuse anybody. So I fold this. This is a 2-inch. I just kind of fold it to go in the center here so it's not so big. And then I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to flip it around. And I'm going to tie it. Okay, now I want to make sure that my chenille stems, my 2 larger pieces, are poking out to the side here because I need that to add to my wreath. Now these 2 shorter pieces, you want to poke out to the side as well, and I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to take and we're going to tie this as tight as we can right here. Right in the center here. So let's take these 2 shorter pieces. Let's just wrap it here. And then bring this up. Wire cutter, scissors, whatever. And then just kind of bend it over. And we're going to take this other ribbon. We're going to take your banner things here. Tails. We're going to tie it again right over that piece of pipe cleaner. Bring your tails down, and now we have a flat bow. But as you can see, that's where it went over. So now we just take and we got to bring our bow, and we got to start bringing it back up. And getting our loops where we want it. Okay. I said, this takes work, so don't just expect it to be perfect right off the bat. And as you can tell, all bows do not come out the same because this one does not look the same as my pink one that I just made not long before this one. So I know that I'm going to need to work it, work it, work it. Some turn out perfectly, some don't. This one's pretty. So there it is. There's your bow. So this is a very easy bow to make. Now from here I will take, I don't dovetail these, I just kind of cut them at an angle, just because that's the way my grandmother always did them. But you could dovetail your little ends here if you wanted. And now it is ready to go on a wreath or a package or a Christmas tree, wherever you want to put it. But that's it. Isn't that pretty? So there you have it. And then you can just attach it with your 2 pipe cleaners here in the back. There it is. Easy, easy. This one turned out a little bigger than this one. I love it. So you can do different sizes, whichever you want. And I hope that helps you. Let's get all that light off me. Ooh, don't need that, do we? All right, y'all. Well, again, I'm Debbie with Debbie's Wreaths and Things. Make sure if you make this bow that you give me a thumbs up. If you like the tutorial, give me a thumbs up. So do it now. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up. And then if you like the bow, go over to Wild About Wreaths and Wreathing Around on Facebook and show us the bow that you made. I want to see it. I'm always there, and you can always get in touch with me on Facebook. So check out Wild About Wreaths, Wreathing Around. Tell us your pretty bow. Show us your pretty bow you made. And you can also check me out at Debbie's Wreaths and Things on Facebook. I post a lot of cute, neat things there, and I'll also post tutorials on there. But you can also catch me live at Wild About Wreaths. I'm always doing a live video over there to show you some things. And usually it is just spur of the moment, but we do try to advertise. But sometimes I get excited about things and I just do it spur of the moment. Okay, till next time, I'll be seeing you. Bye.